Hey 49ers fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Chat Sports, and today it's another San Francisco 49ers news and rumors video. As again, we just saw our very first preseason game, got the win, pretty exciting against the Cowboys. I don't know, Jimmy Garoppolo, I know he didn't play, but still, overall, excited to see what the 49ers did. I was trying to make a Jimmy Garoppolo is cheaper than Dak Prescott joke because the Cowboys lost Tom Downey, right? Your team lost to our team here in San Francisco, but again, Garoppolo didn't play, so I can't really make that joke. But regardless, big win. Really excited about that. I want to do my top 3 takeaways from the week 1 of the preseason for the 49ers, and then give you the news and rumors for the day as well. As always, before I get started, www.chatsports.com/49ers, the YouTube channel you need to be subscribed to. It's our 49ers only YouTube channel. Tom has one for the Cowboys. Mitch has one for the Raiders. Now we got one here for the 49ers, so be sure to subscribe there as well. All right, let's jump into my top 3 takeaways from week 1, the first preseason game against Dallas. And number 1, right off the bat, how about Jalen Hurd? Are you guys kidding me? Literally, I've talked so much about him. But what I've always said, and remember, I'm the Baylor kid. I said he was going to be good. But I did always preface saying that he might not be great this year. Now, 1 preseason game, couple of catches. The fade route was beautiful. The crossing route across the middle was good as well. We can't just overreact and say, oh, he's the best receiver on this team, because he's not, right? It's still going to take some time. But it looks like he's going to be able to produce even more right off the bat than expected. Because again, I thought there'd be a little bit of a learning curve, maybe a little deer in headlights. That can still happen. But Hurd looked pretty darn good, and it looks like these rookie receivers are really going to have an impact this season for the 49ers, and I'm excited to see what Jalen Hurd can do. 1, with Jimmy Garoppolo in the actual starting offense instead of Mullens and Beathard, and 2, what he does continuing to go forward here for this squad. But my first takeaway, obviously Jalen Hurd, going from running back at Tennessee to wide receiver at Baylor, gets drafted and already producing. I was so pumped watching this on TV. I was like, let's go! That's my guy. That's our guy, right? We all want to see what Hurd can do, and they showed it off for us in week 1. Number 2, you got to go with another receiver. Deebo Samuel also looked pretty darn good. Had that really nice catch on the left side. The deep ball had the end around. Man, it's just like, it's so exciting to think that these rookie receivers, who I've said on this show, I'll call myself out, I said, the odds of them actually producing a lot. Receivers can be kind of up and down in their first year. Again, it's early, I don't want to overreact, but these guys could really produce for us. In a receiving group with Pettis and Goodwin and maybe Kendrick Bourne, who are kind of up and down, especially in this preseason, Samuel and Hurd could be bright spots. And then think 2-3 years in the future, right? We're talking the 2 stars on the outside. All right, we're getting too far ahead of ourselves, but Hurd, Samuel, the 2 big takeaways from the game against the Cowboys. The other one is Dre Greenlaw. Remember, 5th-round pick out of Arkansas. He, in my opinion, should get the chance to start over Malcolm Smith. 6 solo tackles last night. He had 4 straight tackles in a row at one point. Malcolm Smith's been really up and down, struggled a lot last season. Greenlaw's been so good during training camp that, to me, why not just make him the starter? And I know, maybe some rookie mistakes. You want to put the veteran, the Super Bowl MVP, Malcolm Smith in there. But for what we're paying him and what we could easily cut him for, he's on the final year of his deal. Greenlaw continues to show up, which again, we're looking at the fact that the 49ers might have hit on all of their first 4 picks. Right? The first couple picks in this draft, Samuel, Hurd, Wisnowski, the punter's been really good. Greenlaw, they might have gone check, hit, and have some really good young stars coming forward. So I wanted to quickly, because I didn't get to react to it after the game, it took a couple days to get to this because I've been traveling, but I wanted to give you my initial reactions to the week 1 game against the Cowboys. Loved it. We'll see what happens going forward, but the wide receivers, guys, let's go. We'll see. All right, let's just move on here. Get to the news, get to the headlines, get to the rumors here. This one's funny. Speaking of wide receivers, let's start with Terrell Owens. How about that? Right? How's that sound? We'll just start with Terrell Owens. So he was visiting at Niners camp on Monday and jumped on social media in the locker room. He was foam rolling out and looking like he was getting ready to play and making jokes about returning to the game. Now, jokes in the beginning. Then he kind of went more towards the fact that I could actually play, and the 45-year-old made it seem like he is looking for a return. Now, again, I don't see it. Here's the quick quote. He said, to all NFL teams, 45 or not, I stay ready, so I don't have to get ready. Just call me, just call my phone, and I will come running. Red zone, that's all I need. third down and red zone, there's going to be some problems. Again, the odds of him actually playing anywhere is next to nothing. But it made me think, like, when was the last time was Terrell Owens like a legit receiver in the league? Because you think back and you're like, 4 years, 5 years? How about the last time he played was 2010? Right? 9 seasons ago. He had a good season. 72 catches, 983 yards, 9 touchdowns for 70.2 yards per game. But again, that was a long time ago. He's 45 years old. The Niners aren't going to sign him, right? Let's just get that out of the way. But I am curious. Let's just ask this question. Could Terrell Owens catch 3 touchdowns this year for an NFL team? Let's just say, if we put him on the Niners roster, which again, we're not going to, but I'm just saying for the sake of reading your guys' comments here and getting some good interaction, if he was a Niner and he stayed healthy, could he catch 3 touchdowns? I think he could. But at the same time, how much can a 45-year-old endure in terms of hits, and what's his lateral quickness, right? You can probably go in a straight line just fine, but what are your cuts like? How do your hips hang on? I don't know. I just saw this and I was like, you know what? I had to share with the followers here on Shot Sports because I really think they're going to get a kick out of this. 45 years old, T.O. baby. He wants to get going and come back and play, but he won't, so it's okay. All right, move on here. Okay, Elijah Lee is out, which is kind of a bummer. He broke his thumb in the Saturday preseason game and had surgery on Monday and will have most likely miss the next 2 weeks. Head coach Kyle Shanahan said he could reappear for the final preseason game, but it's kind of a bummer because he was getting a lot of reps right now with Quan Alexander's current absence. He continues to rehab from his lower leg injury last year. So the depth chart as of now, this is how they ranked it for the preseason game. They had Malcolm Smith at the Sam, they had Warner at the Mike, and they had Quan Alexander at the Will. But Greenlaw had led the team essentially in tackles with 6, and Elijah Lee, I know he broke his thumb, but has played really, really well. Has played the Sam and the Will, so he can play both sides. It's tough, because this is a very interesting camp battle, because I really like Malcolm Smith from what he's done in the past, but last year, again, basically got benched, only started in like 5 games, and doesn't seem like a reliable future at the Sam linebacker position for the 49ers. He's on a final year of his contract. They restructured it to make sure that they could potentially move him. So I'm all for Greenlaw. Now, Lee could potentially be there as well. The thumb injury, while we're letting you guys know, could be a problem. But Greenlaw makes a lot of sense to start as a rookie if you were comfortable with getting rid of Malcolm Smith. What do you guys think here? Who should start at linebacker for the 49ers? Warner and Alexander, locks once Alexander's healthy, right? Who should be that Sam linebacker? Is it Malcolm Smith? Am I being crazy? Or do you like the idea of Dre Greenlaw and potentially Elijah Lee as the backups? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments down below. And finally here on the news and rumors video is, again, not a lot is going on. A lot of reaction from week 1 of the preseason. But the Mullens and Beathard battle was in full force, right? It was on full display there on Saturday. And coach Kyle Shanahan basically told reporters that neither one of them separated themselves. He noted that each had a touchdown, each had kind of a bad interception. I'd argue Beathard's interception was worse than Mullens, but both still threw a pick. And so now you got to essentially wait another week for the 19th against Denver to maybe see some more from these guys and see who's going to separate it. But again, Coach Shanahan told reporters, he was like, neither one of them separated themselves, and we got to keep battling because they look pretty dead even, and they are. Now, I do think Mullens wins this battle, and again, we'll throw up the comparison from Saturday. Beathard's numbers were quote-unquote better, but I still like what Mullens did overall. Beathard was 13 of 17 for 141 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, whereas Mullens went 11 of 17 for 105 with 1 touchdown and 1 interception as well. So again, it's just like any other battle right now in camp. Wide receiver, linebacker, corner, we just don't know. I think Mullens wins this one. I think it makes a lot of sense for Nick Mullens to win this one. But at the same time, if Beathard comes out against Denver and dominates, then he's probably going to keep the job. This funny thing, this is so random to bring in Atlanta, but Atlanta has Matt Schaub as the backup, and then a guy named Kurt Benkert as the third-string guy. Week 1 of the preseason, Benkert balled out, and Schaub looked awful. Looked so bad. Benkert then got hurt. They brought in a backup. This happening this season in Atlanta. And then the second week, Matt Schaub looked like a seasoned veteran. He looked great. So that's a kind of a story to reference you guys saying they were even Mullens and Beathard this year, or this first game, but they could have a big separation against Denver. And I think as soon as someone slips up, as soon as Beathard throws 3 picks, or as soon as Mullens throws 3 touchdowns, or vice versa, either or, you'll pretty much immediately know. And I think if you do it one game and then consistently for week 3, done. That's a wrap. And my guess is they're going to cut the guy who does not become the backup, because keeping 3 quarterbacks on a roster where you're trying to save the extra linebackers or extra defensive linemen or extra wide receivers doesn't make a lot of sense to have a guy like CJ Beathard. And Beathard should go try and win a backup job somewhere else, right? And again, if it's Mullens or Beathard, either or. But one of them should go and try and win a backup job somewhere else, because again, like, Beathard has shown that he can play in this league. It's just a matter of what team needs the backup position. I don't know the answer to that right now. Who played better against the Cowboys? That's the question for today. Type N for Mullens, type B for CJ Beathard. I'm curious if you guys agree with me that Nick Mullens looked better than Beathard. But again, that's why I put the questions here. That's why I always go down and read all the questions, because I want to see from you guys and gauge the fans' thoughts and compare them to my own. So again, scroll down, answer all of our questions here. And again, as we finish up here, be sure to subscribe to the new 49ers Only Chat Sports YouTube channel. All you gotta do is search www.chatsports.com/49ers, and it will be right there for your viewing pleasure. You can subscribe to it. You keep subscribed to both, where you get all the good Chat Sports stuff. We do other things besides 49ers here. But if you just want 49ers, that's the place to be, and I encourage you guys to sign up there or subscribe there, as we get plenty of content going forward. We're trying to get to thousands, if we get to 1,000 plus subscribers there as well. Again, that's all the time we have for today on the 49ers News and Rumors video. Always having a fresh one coming just around the bend, so be sure to subscribe. For Chat Sports, I'm Thomas Mott signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day. Let's go get Denver.